Hello everyone, I'm Fiona Goldsmith and we're going to do fascia release in the chair. It's a mixture of fascia release maneuvers, some of which I borrowed from Human Garage. I studied with Bob Cooley. I've done this work for 30 years, so some of the stuff has come from working with my students. And it got modified into a chair practice when I began to have students, including my father, that had Parkinson's, others that had rheumatoid arthritis, chronic fatigue, a few different things. So, yeah, all I want you to do is to just do your best. You should not experience sharp pain. Now, there's a difference between uncomfortable and sharp pain. Sharp pain is an indication that this might not be appropriate for you. So the first place would be to make your range smaller. If it was like this, you might try smaller. You might make your resistance less. And then if you're still quite uncomfortable, like you can't breathe and stay calm, skip that one and move on to the next. But gradually we get a repertoire together. So sitting on your chair, and I invite you to not sit always to the back of the chair. That tends to put us in this position. If possible, you're forward on the chair about halfway, and you take your tailbone and point it straight down to the floor. So it's like a third leg. I'm turning this way though. And then from here, what I'd like you to do is hold on to your knees and then pull back from the knees, get a curve through the spine, dropping your head down. Pull back on the knees to bring yourself forward and drop those shoulders down the back. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Just keep moving, feeling the luxury of moving, and noticing that maybe your range is small at first, but as you keep going with awareness, perhaps your range gets larger and you're getting more and more free and comfortable. Stop in the center. Hold on under your chair and take your arm up to around about your ear. Hold on at the ear and draw up, taking your head away. So getting a deep stretch from the hand, through the arm, through the neck. Take a breath in and out through the mouth, breath in and out, breath in through the nose, breath out through the mouth. Now, breath in, lengthen right through the right side. Breath out, so curving down. Breath in, lengthening out through the right elbow. Breath out, contracting into the right waist. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. One more. Good, up you come. Let it go. Notice what it feels like. So you'll notice the difference between one side of your body and the other. I want you to give yourself just a moment to drop into that. Then we're holding on under the chair on the other side, taking the left hand over to the ear, drawing it away. So I'm stretching a line of energy from the hand, through the shoulder, through the neck. Breath in and breath out. Breath in and breath out. Breath in and breath out. Two more like that. One more. And then inhale up, exhale down. Breathing in and out. And again. So we're lengthening from the sit bones all the way to the elbow and then contracting through the left waist. Good. Undo. Come to center. And then it feels like I need to do something symmetrical. So I lift my shoulders up, make fists, drop my head down and squeeze. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And unravel. Just notice how that feels. Let's see if we can lift our knee up. Let's use our arms to help that ball and socket joint of the thigh bone into the bowl of the pelvis. So smooth and slow. Your feet feel weight. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Changing direction, in and out. In and out. Breathing. One more. Good. Take that leg down. Just notice what's going on in the internal world of your body. Let's lift the other leg. Let's draw it in. Use the arms to help you circle that ball and socket joint of the thigh bone into the bowl of the pelvis. Breathe in and breath out. Keep going. One more time. Good. Changing direction, up and over. Exhale, down and around. One more time. Good. Feel everything come into balance. Let's come up on our toes, and actually we'll do one at a time and really try and circle the ball of the foot into the floor as you circle into the ankle, then round the other way. So you're trying to stretch out your toes, some movement through your feet. Good, and then lift it up and circle your ankles larger. And round the other way. Now if we can, let's lift our foot up. If you can't, just do the best you can. But anyway, I've got mine up here. And what I want you to do is to understand that we're looking for a curve here. So if I push the knee down and I open it this way, I'm getting a stretch into the top of my foot and my ankle. A little bit of resistance against the hand, and I'm exploring the way my hips open, my ankles open. And again, good, let that go, take it down. As the work drops away, notice this side compared to the other. Let's circle the ankle here and the other leg. Changing direction. Good. And then lifting it up. Seeing if you can turn the sole of the foot a little closer to the roof and find a little resistance here. A little bit of movement. And then taking it down. And then having your feet together, hands between the knees. I'm even going to try and get the soles of my feet together. You do the best you can. I'm pushing out and those knees are pushing in against me. So if I let go, the knees would flick in. So the arms are trying to slow them down by always pushing out. So we're just creating weight-bearing exercise, but it's up to you how much work there is. So pull back, don't overwork, enough resistance, just a bit is enough. Good, and then the other side, plant the feet out, push the knees together. Go. Notice what it feels like. All right. So every so often it's going to feel really good to move like cats and dogs. And again, just as we did at the beginning, drop in and pull, pulling from the knees, pulling towards the knees. Good. And letting that go. So feeling into your body now. Let's take our hands together and thread our fingers. The heels of the hands are touching as we circle. Now this may feel a bit like patting your tummy and circling it on your head or vice versa. It's just a coordination that takes a little bit of practice to get. But what we're doing is we are moving energy and releasing tension in our hands and our wrists. Pressing away, pushing up, let it go. And notice what it feels like to be inside your body right now, feeling into your hands. Turning sideways because it's easier for you. You don't have to turn sideways. So I'm going to take my elbows and cross them. And my bottom elbow is going to press up and pull out. And my top elbow is going to press down and pull out. So my elbows are locked in position. From here, I take my hands closer. Maybe I can wrap them. Maybe I can only get them close. Maybe I need a pair of socks or something so that I can hold on and try and pull my hands closer together. Just the best you can, but the emphasis is really at the elbows. Now from here, what I want to do is drop my head down as I reach the arms away, pulling away at the elbows, and begin to draw infinity signs. So I keep pulling apart at the elbows, finding a way to breathe, fluid breath, and again, change in direction. Up we come, let it go. And then I'm going to take my elbows to the left as I turn my head to the right, and then reverse it. Keep it smooth, keep your shoulders dropped down. Find a place to breathe. Breath in and breath out. Breath in and breath out. Good. Now, notice which arms on top. Take your arms up. Coming down again, put your other arm on top. The bottom elbow is pressing up and pulling out. The top elbow is pressing down and pulling out. They are locked in position. Take your hands as close as you can manage. Reaching forward, dropping your head down, feeling a broadening across your back. Beginning to do infinity signs here. Change in direction. Center, and the elbows are going to go to the left as the head turns right, and vice versa. And undo it complete. And feel. Take a few moments. Let your mind move through your body. Notice if a sense of being really tired happens straight away. in that case you may have been working a little bit hard. So we want to pull back. So there is resistance, there is a little bit of work in both directions, but not so much that it's exhausting. So we walk a fine line, and frankly, you are the expert on your body, so you've got to get in there and have a relationship. Let's take our hands into monkey grip. So this is the pose, and then I'm taking my arms around and circling. Change the grip, change direction. And let it go. Notice what it feels like through your body. Let's just do some fascia work. Now the fascia itself goes around and through every muscle, but it's also in places we don't think about that we think is just skin, but it's not just skin, it's also this connective tissue. So we may be experiencing pain, for example, in our lower back, but the tension can be everywhere. For example, if I got you to make a fist, and you can feel where the tension is, and you go, okay, so all the tension's in my wrist, but if you feel up your arm, you'll actually find you're holding tension in a lot of other places in order to do this. So we're trying to undo everywhere in order to get comfortable in places that have been giving you some grief. So the first thing we're going to do here is just work through what would appear just to be skin. One of my favorites is just to take my hands to the flesh under the collarbone, and I grab it and I pull down. And I keep on pulling down as I take my head up, and then I strain my eyes up to the roof. From here, I'm going to move my jaw from side to side and open and close. And then coming up and letting it go. Taking a moment to notice what just happened, what's going on. Take your hands into peace signs above and below the collarbone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to the other one. This is one of the beginning points for your lymphatic system. So the lymphatic system is responsible for helping your body detox. We're giving it a little bit of help. And 9. Letting it go and just noticing the effect of everything that you do. The next one, I'd like you to grab your ears. Now this is a funny one. We grab the ear like it's a knob. So you're holding on right at the head. Grab it, take the flesh, turn it up and forward. But that's the right ear, so I'm turning it up and forward. But the left ear, I'm grabbing at the head and I'm turning it up and back. So I'm turning these 2 ears in 2 different directions as I take my head up and down. In and out through the nose. And side to side, in and out through the mouth. And undo. And notice the effect of what you've done. We're going to follow this tendon, and it's running behind the ear, down the neck to the collarbone, and we've got it on both sides. For most of us, when you have never massaged it before, it's extremely uncomfortable. I want you to grab it close to the scalp and pinch into it. The idea of releasing, holding tension, fight or flight. And what we're activating here is the vagus nerve. Okay, so we're working into it, and then we're going to keep on working all the way down to the collarbone, from the top sliding down. So we're pinching into that nerve and releasing. We're doing both at the same time right now. And good. And then wait and get to observe the effect. What does it feel like? I can now pinch down lower, about halfway down, not too tight. Pinch into it as I just drop my ear one side and then the other. Don't overdo it. Don't want you to feel like you're choking. So back off a bit. And then let it go. And observe the effect of what you have done. So we come to the face. I've got my palm of my right hand on my right temple with my fingers across my forehead. The palm of my left hand to my temple with my fingers pointing back, pushing in and pulling up, taking my head up and down. Good, side to side. And undo and notice. And one of the things that we don't realize is that the tongue can also hold an awful lot of tension and is also a lot of fascia. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to stick our tongue out, not attractive, but who cares? And we're going to stick it out for 10 breaths. So it just goes like this. Now to the left, 10 breaths. The right, 10 breaths. And let it go. Notice what it feels like. Just feeling into your face, feeling the effect of releasing your tongue. And then we're going to take our tongue around our mouth from the inside. You'll make a lot of saliva. That's good too. It's good for your digestion. Change direction. Letting it go and noticing, what does it feel like? Put your toes and your knees together. Circle into that chair further up. Circle into those knees, into the hips. Circling into the ball of the pelvis. We're just going to the left or to the right, forward and around clockwise. And just get a sense of getting grounded into your feet, into your sit bones, taking your weight and your energy down, coming upright. So that will be your first chakra you're engaging. Coming to the second, which is just a bit below the belly button there on the inside. I've done this movement before, but to activate the chakra, we want to move quickly. That's available. So it would be like this. letting that go. Just you're feeling into it, the difference between the first chakra, second chakra. You might feel more dense from the waist down. We're coming to the solar plexus now. We're going to take our thumbs to the back and our fingers to the front. Inhale left, exhale right. Here we go. You might be half this pace, and that's okay. And let it just feel into it. So you'll feel something like you've been on a ship, and you get on land, and there's still the feeling of the ocean within. As you stop each exercise, just notice the experience of the fluids, the internal changes from one to the next. So we've gone 1, 2, 3. We're at the heart now. So we're going to press our palms together, push, open, push, open. Keep going. You might be slower, that's and let that go. And notice you might feel that the energy has come higher. You will feel more solid internally. Or you don't, that's okay. The next one is your neck. So now what we're going to do now is we're going to draw with a beak, and we're going to draw an infinity sign in front of us like this. So I'm reaching out of the collarbone. And center. Notice, just a little bit of activation at each level. What does it do? What happens to you? Taking 2 fingers softly above your eyebrows, just below the center of your forehead, pressing in a little over, up and around. So you begin to activate. Don't make it too deep. Slowly, perhaps getting faster, but whatever feels fine. And stop and observe the feeling of your face. What happens at your forehead? What do you notice? Finally, we have the crown chakras. Take your arms out, and then you're using your arms, stretching from the sit bones out through the fingertips, and you're using your arms like an antenna, like you are calling in energy from above and into the earth through your face. Let it go. Notice what does it feel like inside your body. So our hands up to the front, thread the fingers. In we come, hold, nuzzle, and some of you, definitely not most of you, will be able to keep stretching. And that's okay, so wherever you are, but also keep moving and finding a place to breathe. Back we go, and around to the other side, and hold. pulling in, nuzzling, stretching away if that's available, and then back and let it go. So let's troubleshoot a little bit. I am imagining at the moment that there are some people who are getting uncomfortable sitting. And so again, I invite you to move. So if you're uncomfortable sitting in this position, the cure is to drop here, take a breath, and out, and here, take a breath, and just mobilize and move a little before you come into stillness. The problem is we were not designed to be still. We're primates. So we are designed to sit, to pick at each other, to hug, to play, and to keep moving. Movement is so important for our health, but not necessarily strenuous at all, but moving. So in fact, our lymphatic system cannot operate properly without movement because it actually has to go against gravity. So the lymph comes up and in, and it requires the movement of the body and the pumping of the calf muscle to help these things move. So just noticing how you feel as I'm looking at the time. Okay, so now we're just going to take ourselves into the chin a little bit. Let's release a bit more. So I'd like you to take your hand to this piece of flesh, this muscle just below the cheekbone in front of the ear. And from here, push up and out, and then the chin, grab your chin and turn it up and out. So you're stretching in two directions as you take your head up and down. It doesn't have to be a big movement at all, side to side. And let it go. And notice. And then the other side. So I grab that flesh and push up and pull out, grab the chin and circle up and out, and then move up and down, side to side. Good. And letting it go. And notice what it feels like inside your body. I'm going to grab the flesh of our neck and gently pull down as you take the head up and down. Don't choke yourself. Keep it quite superficial. And let it go. Just taking your awareness in. Let's sit back on our chair now, in any position that's comfortable for you, and we're going to explore box breath. A box breath is breathing in for 4, holding your breath for 4, breathing out for 4, and holding your breath for 4. Okay, so we're going to do it through our nose. We're going to breathe in, and we're going to pause, and we're going to breathe out through the nose, and we're going to pause. If you place your hands on your belly, I'd like you to expand your belly with every breath in. Here we go. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, pause, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, pause, 2, 3, 4, breath in, 2, 3, 4, and pause, 2, 3, 4, breath out, 2, 3, 4, and pause, 2, 3, 4, breath in, 2, 3, 4, and pause, 2, 3, 4, breath out, 2, 3, 4, and pause, 2, 3, 4. So try to stay with that breathing and pause, breath out, and pause. Breath in and pause. Breath out and so stay observant now as to whether you need to breathe. Can you get out of the way and not control the breath? Simply wait. Wait for the body's desire to take a breath in. Wait for the body's desire to let the breath go. Watch the process, but control it. Now it's going to be a funny thing, isn't it? For the majority of your life, your breath is unconscious. You don't control it. It's on automatic. And it's responding to stress by breathing in a certain way and relaxation by breathing in a certain way. But the breath is also a place that we can intervene. So as we fake the breath of relaxation, as we practice dynamic calm, we bring it into our lives. So you can start with the breath, and that will have an effect on the body. You stretch out and create space in the body, and both the breath and the body will have an effect on the mind. It becomes something to dive into. We always called it meditation in yoga, but they're calling it mindfulness now. Still the same thing. It basically means your mind is absolutely full and saturated with this moment. You're observing your world from the inside. Just close your eyes for the last 5 minutes. And I invite you to listen. Listen to nature. She's everywhere. She may be very obvious where I am in the northern rivers. But in the cities, there she is, coming through cracks in the pavement and gaps in the fences. Trees, birds, animals, and where wind is there. As you drop down into peace, memorize the feeling tone of spaciousness and relaxation. Memorize it in such a way that you can come back to this way of being a little easier next time, and perhaps allow yourself to drop even deeper. So thank you for joining me.